And I repeat again, what's wrong with this nation, and what's at issue at this particular point in our history, is not the fact that the American people have lost faith and trust in its leaders, but the very simple fact that over the last 20 years, up to today, the American leadership has not demonstrated, has not had the faith and trust in the American people. And had that faith and trust and straightforwardness been present, this nation would not be in the mess it's in today. And these papers that I'm reading bring that case out more clearly than I could ever write it. The Pentagon, it's in 3 tiers. I'm reading summaries of narratives. The narratives are based upon the documents themselves. Congressman, if you'll permit me, I'll continue to read.
I'd like to I'd just like to offer one sentence of that, and that is, if the...
Backed by the United States, DM refused, and I think these are important lines, backed by the United States, DM refused to open consultation with the North Vietnamese concerning general elections when the date for these fell due in July 1955. Pressing his military advantage against the sex, he moved to consolidate his position existing economic and financial agreements with France, and called upon France to denounce the Genevers of the Geneva Accords and pursued an international and domestic policy of anti-communism. Both Vietnams took the view that temporary, but statements could not gainsay the practical import of the That's all in this. That's being released tonight. We're releasing all this stuff to the press tonight.
What is it?
You'll have all the Kennedy stuff tonight that's coming out right now. We apparently now. Just please, just let me go through it again. Apparently, my staff, under my instructions, is negotiating with the 3 wire services to give you copies of these. When I made the motion to put it in the record, and we're getting some more language so that I can get the record proper, that automatically, we think, authorized me to go ahead and do this. So you'll be getting these 3 documents before the night's done. I tried to do that on the Senate floor. I was but I don't know how long this will last. So I'm going to try and get as many documents out as I can this evening.
Why did you decide to do it this way?
Because as I view the situation, what happened? Somebody released this information. I don't know who. I read the newspapers like the rest of you and watch TV, and they say it's Daniel Ellsberg, and he apparently is confessed. I think he's done a service to this country. He's all alone out there, and I think he's going to have an effect in ending this war. And I think the courage of the newspapers to print what they did in the face of the dangers that they face, economically and personally, the executives of these newspapers. Tonight, right now, we have these documents. We have them under the most stringent circumstances imaginable. Mr. President, Mr. Congressman, the people must know the full story of what has occurred over the past 20 years within their government. The story is a terrible one. It is replete with duplicity, connivance against the public and public officials. I know of nothing in our history to equal it for extent of failure and extent of loss in all aspects of the term. weakened people, human beings are being killed as I speak to you tonight, killed as a direct result of policy decisions we as a body have made. Arms are being severed. Metal is crashing through human bodies because of a public policy. This government One may respond that we made such a sacrifice to preserve freedom and liberty in Southeast Asia. One may respond that we sacrifice ourselves on the continent of Asia so that we will not have to fight a similar war on the shores of America. One can make these arguments only if he has failed to read the Pentagon Papers. That is the terrible truth of it all. The papers do not support our public statements. The papers do not support our best intentions. The papers prove that for 20 years, and certainly for the last 10 years, we have been
express admiration for your courage, sir. And you're certainly one individual who hasn't knuckled under to the institutions and the regimentation that have become so great and so ominous in our society.